Hi again. So we're gonna see now the sound open O, okay? And this one is a pure vowel because it's only one vowel sound, okay? It's not like the O, which is a diphthong, okay? And we're gonna see the characteristics and how to position your lips, the tongue, and the jaw, okay? So as you can see in the picture, so we have the mouth, like making, again, the shape of the letter O, but they have to be more oval, like when you make the O, so make sure that the lips are completely rounded in the oval shape. So that's how you're gonna have your lips and slightly protruded as well. So the jaw is going to be more open than for O. So when you do O, so the jaw drops basically. And the tongue is going to be near the floor of the mouth. When you do O, so the tongue comes down as you move your jaw progressively, okay? Let's look at some words that people tend to confuse with the sound O. Basically, we have the first one is the Latin A, and instead of color, people say color, or instead of bought, you want to say the past tense of buy, bought, you say boat, or instead of saying boat, sorry, instead of saying bought, again, bought, you say but, which is the contraction. Okay. Now we're gonna see the pronunciation of the open O and the initial position, in the middle position, and at the end of the words. So we have the first set of words like all, off, also, awful, often, ought, always, August, audience, boss, fall, song, run. Remember, it's run. Don't say the W, please. The W is muted. Then you have broad. Sorry, it's broad. Then you have bought, taught, across, naughty, all, raw, law, flaw, draw, claw, thaw, straw, jaw. Okay, according to the spelling patterns, we can see the tendency of this sound to appear in the following letters. Letters O, A, W, and AU. Again, I'm going to read each column and you're going to repeat after me. Dog, toss, lost, lawn, offer, fall, call, mall, sold, stole, jaw, lawn, dawn, drawn, awful, auto, fault, cause, taught, auction. Okay, some hints that are important to keep in mind are the following. So when you have the letter, the sound O, open O, sorry, the less frequent spelling patterns will be OA, OU, or OU. Again, like in broad, cough, and thought. Some hints that are gonna help you out, like to identify which sounds are produced with this, with the open O, are, for example, the letter O. If you have the letter O, but then it is followed by the double F, NG, or double S, so you have to produce those with the open O. So we have offer, off, lawn, strong, loss, tossing. By the way, I want to clarify something related to this of, because sometimes there are two words that people tend to confuse. So we have first this of, and we have this of. Two important differences in the pronunciation, okay? So if you're gonna say the first one, you have to pronounce this one with this stressed schwa, and then with V. So it's not of, sorry. Even for me, I try to do it with the F, but it's always with V, okay? So I'm so used to saying the V that it's difficult to mispronounce it. So it's of, so you see that you barely open your mouth, of. The other one is off. So you have to do this open O plus the F, because you have double F spelling. So be really careful with this, okay? They are completely different. Similar in spelling, different in pronunciation, completely different in pronunciation, of course, okay? Okay, let's continue with the other letters, which are AW. AW are usually, but it doesn't mean that always, okay? Not always, but usually pronounced with the open O, like in lawn, draw, awful. And when you have the letter A, because letter A is also a spelling pattern for words, for the sound digraph. But in the case of the open O, it is also found in this letter A. The difference is that in most of the cases, again, usually, but not always, you're gonna have the letter A with double L, like in bowl, even call, a phone call, okay? Also with LK, like in talk, and also with the LT, like in salt, or in LD. These ones are always following the letter A, so like in bold. Okay, here we have some minimal pairs, just to keep in mind how different this open O is from other sounds, because the reason why the schwa, the O sound, and the Latin A are here is because people tend to mispronounce these words by saying these other sounds. So we have dog and dug, dawn and done, lawn, lung, cough, cuff, bought, but. Then we have the open O versus O, like in saw, so, law, low, toll, toll, ball, bold, bought, boat. Then we have open O versus Latin A, like in for, far, stock, stack, taught, tat, caught, cut, collar, collar. So we have some expressions here where we're gonna find the open O sound, like in call it off, when you have important thing for you to keep in mind. When you have these phrasal verbs and you have an object pronoun in the middle, like the case of the object pronoun it, and we have vowels, we have to make the linking, the connection of everything, like if you were saying one phrase, okay? Call it off. Call it off. It's not called it of. Call it of. No. Call it off. No. It's call it off, like one phrase. Call it quits. Call the sorry. Call the shots. That is something important, and I almost forgot. In American and British English, sometimes they interchange these sounds. So for a person, it could be hot or hat. Okay. So it's call the shots. All talk. Walk all over. Walk all over. It's all run. It's all run. Is Paul's hair long or short? Of course, if you add the intonation has to rise. Like, is Paul's hair long or short? How much does the coffee cost? For the case of coffee, it could also be pronounced with the stress schwa, coffee. It's okay. Then we have number 9. What is the reward for the lost dog? Did you make a long distance call to Boston, Albany, and Baltimore? Okay, here you have a check 1, 2 to check yourselves that I hope you can do after the lesson, and check yourself 3 doesn't have a listening, but you have to circle, identify all the words containing O. The idea is that every time you do an exercise, you go ahead and check the answers in the answer key at the end of the book, okay? And now going to the spelling patterns. Here we can see that we have many spelling patterns for the open O, okay? So usually the most common ones are the letter O plus a consonant or another consonant. That C in parentheses means, remember that maybe you can have another consonant. Also, you're gonna find it in the letters AL plus another consonant, and also in the letters AU or AW. Okay, so we're gonna see the first line, which is only for the letter O. Remember, it could be O and another consonant or another additional consonant. So we have dog, off, on, son, and cost. You may be wondering, like, I saw ON preposition in Latin A as well. Well, it's because, as I said, Latin A and open O sometimes are interchanged by the different native speakers. So you can say on or on. It's okay for both. And if you have this preposition in a phrase, in normal speech, it is not a content word. So it becomes unstressed, schwa, okay? But we're gonna see that in another lesson, okay? Then we have AL. Remember that AL plus another consonant. It could be another L, it could be a K, it could be an S, whatever. It's normally pronounced with the open O, like in talk, always, salt, call. Okay, in the case of AU, so we have it in the following words, like in pause, author, caution, laundry. Then in AW, like in law, dawn, draw, awful. Okay, and a few, very few words it says here. So we're gonna find the open O in the following spellings, like well, the first one is O-U-G-H or A-U-G-H or A after a W. Okay, so we have, in the first case, O-U-G-H, we have bought, brought, fought, ought, thought, and cough. So we can see many verbs in the past tense. Irregular verbs are pronounced with the open O. Then we have A-U-G-H, like in caught, daughter, slaughter, slaughter. What is slaughter? If you like to watch crime scenes, so you're gonna see the word slaughter a lot. Then letter A, basically after the W word, the W consonant, sorry. So you're gonna find it in war, warm, quarter, award, toward, and reward. Remember, if you don't put your lips around it, the pronunciation will not be correct. Okay. Basically, here we have only 2 exceptions to all of these spelling patterns. Why? Because they do not follow, they do not obey any of these spelling patterns here. So we have only 2 words. You're gonna say, oh, at least we don't have to memorize many words, okay? So we have the words gone and brought. Broad, broad, gone. Okay, good. Okay, we have an explanation here, of course, about the variation in this pronunciation of the open O and Latin A that I was telling you before. So some people may say, you know, what is the fog when it's cold and you have fog? Well, you can say fog, fog, or fog, fog. So it depends on the place in the US. It's not only, this is not only about British and American English. In the same United States or in the same North America part of the continent. So you can have different variations in pronunciation, okay? Even Canada, you know, different places in the same Canada is the same everywhere, okay? Even in Spanish, it happens a lot. So we have wash, or some people will say wash. So it depends. I mean, it's okay. In some words, that is very common, okay? So that is everything for today. So please do the exercises for check yourself, check the answers, and good luck. Thank you so much for paying attention.